Hey, hi there. So in this video, we're gonna see first smart contract logic, and then we'll set up our stuff in GCP instance, whatever we have created earlier, right? Uh, so in last video, we saw the three organization, how many stakeholders in our complete project and what they are doing, right? As we know, we are using uh, government organization, platform organization, and then third one is my NGO organization to manage all the NGO stuff and all those things, correct? So similarly, let me explain you the first smart contract logic as well. Although I have already explained in the previous video, but just explaining things in a pretty little detailed with respect to endpoint or with respect to the functions. That's what exactly we're gonna create here. The smart contract logic is like we have a donor, right? Donor in the ecosystem who is going to donate the fund. NGO is NGO we can call it as NGO or private fund creator, the one who can create the fund in my ecosystem, right? And then we have a bank to maintain my money and then issue the token against that money and then remit that token money once we remit that token and give back money to the fund creator who had that tokens, whoever has that token, right? So all these operations we have to segregate it properly with respect to their use case, correct? So what I did actually, I've created the user persona. Let's say user, what user operation is happening here, then fund. So this is my actually smart contract name. As I mentioned in the beginning of this playlist, we gonna create multi-level smart contract. Okay, when I say we gonna create multi-level smart contract, is like I gonna write different logic in my different smart contract. So I have here overall three smart contracts. So first is my users is my smart contract name, that what we gonna define. So inside users, what we gonna do, we will give a generic functions. Okay, we'll create a function to register NGO, but who can call it? Only NGO MSP or NGO organization can use this register NGO function. Specifically, NGO admins can call that function. Okay. Then get NGO, anyone can call that function based on the NGO ID. Register donor. So who can call this register donor? Only the okay, yeah, registered donor can be called by anyone, as I defined. Like registered donor is nothing but signing up in my portal as a donor. So donor is my end user, and it can be done by anyone, right? So get donor is also can be anyone. Register bank. Now this is something sensitive operation. How you are registering bank. So this can be done only by government MSP. Okay. So I have defined here all these things in README. You can check it out here. Thing no inside. This is inside test network where I have defined it. Is this the one? Oh, I defined it. I think it's inside Node SDK, and then here readme. Yeah, it's inside Node SDK. So, uh, what else we are doing here? We are registering donor, get all donors, register bank. Only government can register it. Get bank by ID. Then this is the very important functions what we are doing as a admin operation. These all are government operation. As a government user can perform certain operations. Let's say get all banks. How many banks I have onboarded? Get all NGOs and get all donors. Right. So this will give us a complete statistics like how my dashboards or how my system is performing and how many user different persona we have in my system. So this is these all are the operation of one contract called users. Okay, then we gonna create a second smart contract called fund contract. So where we are creating the fund, and this is for NGO operations mostly. So what operations we gonna do here, I'll go in detail in a minute, but here what we are doing, create fund by NGO MSP. Then second thing is they can donate, don't, and this operation can be called by anyone in the sense actually the donor one can call. But here we have thought through banks can be also donor bank users, because ultimately those are end client, they have emotions, they can be sensitive, right? So donor can be anyone. It could be a government employee, it could be a bank employee, it could be a normal citizen. So just they have to register itself as a donor, and then they can act as a donor, right? So I have not given much permission for donor to perform any task. Ad expenses. So ad expenses is something which only NGO org can do. So what exactly they are doing, they are adding their spender ID, and spender is nothing but my vendor, the against. So don't worry about as of now, we'll explain while writing the smart contract. Get fund, so get the fund, the list of funds, and then they can uh, subscribe to it, or they can donate on that particular fund, right? So close fund, this is very important function. So once we reach the target to that fund, maybe 90% we collected the amount, or maybe 100%, or maybe 80% we collected the amount, and the duration is gone, now we don't need it, so they can close it. And that closing operation can be done from government MSP or maybe NGO MSP. Okay, based on the observation. Why government? So they will observe, and if some NGO is trying to collect the money unnecessary or without any reason, then they can close the fund, something like that, to maintain the sensitivity and the operational task in the ecosystem. So get all funds by NGOs. What NGOs? How many funds help is needed by this XYZ NGOs? So we can do that particular filtering and sorting part as well. So these are normal operations, and get all donations by particular donor. We can figure out how many donations is given by these individuals, to make sure that there is not happening any scam, or if as a donor we want to give a operation. So on my portal I want to know how many donations I have did in past 1 year, so I can call this API or call this particular function. This is chain code function to get those details, and it's called by the donor from mostly this is gonna used in donor UI. That's what I have already commented here. So this is all about my second smart contract called fund contract. Then we have the token smart contract. Inside token smart contract, we are doing three most important operations. First one is issue token, and this can be done only by the bank. This operation is called by the bank. And then transfer token. Transfer token is again called by the bank. And then remit token can be called by the NGO MSPs. NGOs means NGO organization users. So this remit token they can call, but ideally for later stage when we are exploring this or making this product in a real use case, it could be a NGO, it could be a vendors. As I have mentioned in last video, we can add multiple vendors, service provider, inventory management peoples, and all those things. So they, if they are getting tokens from my fund creator to the vendor, then vendor can also remit that token in bank. So that also we have to consider as a one edge case over here. So this is all about our three smart contracts. So this is a three, you can say three files, different smart contract logic. So that we're gonna deploy it in a single smart contract on my so you can collect it. It's like thing like this is all our individual acting as a smart contract, and using this smart contract we'll build a one chain code, and that chain code we're gonna deploy it in my ledger for each and every organization to make it work. Cool. So now what we'll do, we'll go quickly to my GCP and we'll try to open my instance. So that's what I have shown you now. The repository is found for my local. Now let's go to VMs, that what we have already created. So for time being I was just stopped it. So now let's check how things are working. Just I want to uh to when I was figuring out the project stuff, so I stopped that VM. Now it's good time to restart our VMs. So where are my VMs? Let me check. Let's go to the dashboard itself. If you are not much familiar with the GCP, not to worry, it's not mandatory to use GCP in this particular project. So I just individually want to explore how this complete instance works, and I want to give the you guys as well the flavor, like how you can utilize your resources properly in GCP as well. And I instantly want to understand how much it cost me to build this whole project on basically if I want to deploy it in a real world use case, right? So that's why is again one reason I used here. And of course, but now where is my VM? Let me, I think it's compute engine. So this is the VM instance what I have created earlier, and this instance status is in stopped state. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we'll just simply start it. We'll say start and resume, and yeah, let's start it and let's see what happened now. Failed to start instance, please don't say this. I have a lot of work here. This API method require billing to be enabled. Please enable billing on this project. Okay, this is already enabled, guys. Billing, don't say like this. Okay, let me try refreshing. Billing was already enabled here. Let's start it from here. Yeah, sorry, the server was not available to fulfill your request. Why? Retry. Okay, let me stop our video for a minute and let me check my billing section. What's going wrong there?